Hey there, folks. Question for you. Do you have a home that has a reverse mortgage on it that you now want to put the home into a living trust? Or maybe the reverse is true. You have a home that's already in a living trust and now you want to get a reverse mortgage. Well, today we're going to explore these options and the issues that surround them. First, just a quick intro. My name is Bill O'Leary. I'm an attorney. I focus on estate planning, wills and estates and trust, elder law, and probate and trust administration. The firm, Legacy Planning Law Group in beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. So let's go ahead and jump right in. In this video, I hope you're going to learn several things. One, sort of foundationally, what a reverse mortgage is, how you qualify, and the way a reverse mortgage works. And then turning our attention to a reverse mortgage as part of a trust. What happens if you have a home with a reverse mortgage on it that you want to put into a living trust, and then the reverse order, you already have a home in a trust and now you want to get a reverse mortgage. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First, a reverse mortgage. It's a way for you to be able to use the equity in your home for other things like ordinary living expenses, maybe long-term care needs. And it may be a way to save you from having to sell your home or move out of it. So first, quick overview of reverse mortgages. The most common kind of reverse mortgage is called a HECM, HECM. That's short for Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, or HECM. It's, by the way, the only kind of reverse mortgage that is insured by the federal government. You see, private lenders, they issue these HECM loans, reverse mortgage loans, but the federal government backs them or guarantees them. Now, to qualify for a reverse mortgage, a borrower has to meet three requirements. First, there's an age requirement. You have to be 62 years of age or older. And by the way, if you're married, it's only necessary that one of the two spouses meet that age 62 requirement. The other spouse can be younger than 62 if they qualify as an eligible non-borrowing spouse. And so this then would enable the younger spouse to stay in the house if the borrowing spouse has to go into, let's say, a nursing home. Second requirement to qualify, there's an occupancy requirement. You have to occupy the property as your principal residence. And the third requirement, it's an ownership requirement. You have to own the home outright or have significant equity in the home. Now, how does a reverse mortgage work? The mortgage loan does not need to be repaid unless you move out of the home or sell the home. And at that point, the mortgage balance has to be paid off in full. Also, the loan becomes due if you breach the terms of the loan agreement. So maybe as an example, if maybe you don't pay your property taxes or your homeowner's insurance premiums, or maybe you fail to keep the property in reasonable condition, your lender can call the loan due at that time. And then finally, the loan has to be paid off when you die. So at that point, your heirs have to pay off the loan. Usually what happens there is the heirs maybe buy the home themselves or they sell the home and pay off the loan balance with the proceeds. Now, what happens if you have a reverse mortgage on your home and you have a living trust? Well, good news, you can have both. And as I've talked about in other videos, a living trust is a great way to ensure that your loved ones will receive their inheritance smoothly, quickly, and easily, the trifecta or hat trick, if you will, as they'll get it quickly after you die, easily, and not get bogged down in what we call the probate court. And a trust also, by the way, is a great way to ensure that your kid's inheritance stays in the family bloodline and can't be taken away if your kids get a divorce or maybe slapped with a liability lawsuit, say from a car accident. And putting a home that has a reverse mortgage on it into a living trust will allow your kids to deal with the reverse mortgage lender much more quickly than if your estate is stuck in probate. Now, how do you go about these things will depend on whether you got the reverse mortgage before or after establishing the trust. So let's look at these situations. The first scenario is the mortgage came first, the trust came second. So here you got a reverse mortgage, and then you put together a living trust later. Most reverse mortgage lenders will not object. They're okay. They're not object when the borrower transfers title to their homes into their living trust after they get and record the reverse mortgage, so long as your lender is notified before taking any action. So transferring ownership of your home could cause the lender to call the loan and ask that it be paid off. Transferring title of your home to your trust, often will not affect your reverse mortgage again, as long as the lender has proper notice. Also, it's important that your trust specifically authorized, by way of legal verbiage, authorize you to transfer a home that is subject to a reverse mortgage, authorize you to transfer that to the trust. The good news is that most trust instruments contain the necessary sort of legal language, the verbiage, real estate powers that are granted to you as trustee of the trust. Now, scenario two. Scenario two. Uh, the trust happens first, the mortgage happens second. So in this situation, you've established the trust first, and then later you apply for a reverse mortgage. The lender should approve your reverse mortgage as long as your trust document and your beneficiaries meet certain requirements. Your lender will want to verify that your trust agreement meets the same requirements for a trustee getting a reverse mortgage on a home that is already in your living trust. The lender has to review and approve your trust agreement for enforceability and validity. So, as an example, the lender will want to confirm that all of the current beneficiaries named in the trust meet the age 62 requirement and that they have the right to live in the home indefinitely. If you set up a trust by yourself, you're probably the only current beneficiary. If you set up a trust with a spouse, chances are both of you are the only current beneficiaries and nobody else. The beneficiaries that come after you when you die, they don't count in this analysis. In other words, let's say your kids get your trust after you die. It isn't necessary to show that your kids are age 62 or older and that your kids have a right to live in the house now. You don't have to show that. Your lender, by the way, may have some additional stipulations like requiring the trust to formally assume the borrower's obligation to repay the debt to avoid any difficulty later in enforcing the mortgage. So just be aware of that. By the way, if you have any more questions about how a reverse mortgage works on a house and a trust, go ahead and contact us here at Legacy Planning Law Group. We are here to help with accurate and practical legal advice. And what we would encourage you to do is sort of get that process, that conversation started. Schedule a free 15-minute phone call that we call our discovery call, where you discover if we can help you and we discover what your situation is. And scheduling is easy. There's now a link that has appeared at the bottom of this video, and click on the link, takes you to our booking calendar. Pick the day and time that works for you. Uh, just a reminder, go ahead and like this video if you would, please, and subscribe to our channel and put your comments in the comment section below. We're here to guide you on these important legal documents. So Bill O'Leary signing off for now. And until we meet again, go make it a great day and a better world. And hey, thanks for watching this video and look forward to seeing you on the next video.